Let's change our radiator. 2004 GMC Yukon is pretty much the same for all of these older Chevrolets with the LS engines, or LS based engines. So the first thing that we had to do was remove the intake tube. Since it's aluminum, for starters, it's going to be in the way because it doesn't flex. Your next thing is going to be removing the upper radiator hose. It's tucked away up there, comes down over here. I don't know exactly what's wrong with this one, but I smelled antifreeze whenever I walked up to it, so I would assume the customer came to the conclusion that he needed a radiator. I didn't diagnose it as that, so I don't know. Over here on the side, these come in two different ways. They come with 10mm bolts in those positions, or these monstrosity push clips. So we're going after it with some needling noses. Oh, the back one's not in there yet, or anymore. So I got all of them out. Oh, I do have them all out. I just don't have the bolts out. There's two 10mm bolts in the fan shroud itself up at the top. Don't tighten those as tight as they had these. You can tell that they're way too tight when they mushroom. Or they put the wrong bolts in there, either one. Both of these two are two different bolts. Now, grab your fan shroud and pull it straight up. It does have a lip that goes under the core support, so don't just try to jerk it straight up. Now our bottom ones, there may very well be something holding it onto the bottom of the radiator, but yeah, I kind of figured this one didn't have anything there. It's got clips that it slides into on the side of the radiator itself, which is fine. The bottom hardly ever moves anyways. The top is what usually falls into the radiator fan and chews the fan and the fan shroud up and makes all kinds of noise. Make sure you have a good set of pliers, because you're going to need it, and a pick, because you're going to need it. You need a 10, 13, a pick that's small, a pair of pliers, the radiator, of course, if you're doing this, and full strength antifreeze, probably 2 full strength antifreezes, and then 1 gallon of water. That'll give you the option to be able to dilute it down. It's 3 gallons overall that this entire engine takes with no fluid in it. But since the thermostat's not being removed, excuse me. Since the thermostat's not being removed and the upper radiator hose is way up there, then there's not going to be a ton come out of the bottom of this radiator hose. If you're looking for a cheap electric ratchet, Jobin from the TikTok shop, this is like $35 whenever I bought it. I've been beating the crap out of it and it's doing its job. Supposedly there's no torque spec on this thing, but it can break some torque loose without having to actually ratchet it to break it loose. Alright, now our radiator is unmounted, so we don't need this anymore for now. The next thing that we're going to need is the pick. We got this little teeny tiny guy. Y'all don't mind that mess. That's in another video coming soon. I've got a pick and needle nose pliers that are long reach, and I got a flathead. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you need a flathead. We're going to try to get the lower fan shroud out without taking the clutch fan off, because I don't have the clutch fan tool. And you can usually do this by removing this line, removing that line, and then you should be able to rotate it up and out of there. This is usually what catches it anyways. So these covers, sometimes you can grab them and pull them off. I woke up this morning with sissy hands apparently, because they don't want to pull anything off. Now you'll see that it's got these weird clips. If you're not careful, you will lose them, but you can obtain them again via the local parts store. Now what we're going to do, since I got some of them, if I lose it, I'm not really worried, but I'll grab the pick, come in under the very end of the tank. Very good. We're not going to lose it. Anytime it just shoots out of there, you can guarantee it's gone. Now you will have a little bit of spillage probably from transmission fluid. There you go. There's a little bit there. I'll grab this guy and poke him around in the hole back there. You know, we may not even have to take the lower fan shroud out. Just get the rest of the lines loose and scoot the fan shroud towards the driver's side a bit. Let's see it. I'll get it in a minute. Actually, I gotta get it now because I need it. Alright, 10 minutes later, we're back. I fished the headlight out of there before I could get to it. It's not the basic style headlight either. It's a little weird. I've not seen one designed like this. It's got a bracket back here on the back side and the headlight pops into it. And then you have your normal GM style mounting bracket hardware stuff. Ugh. That's gross. Ugh. Alright, that should leave me enough room. It looks like mud inside of there. Yeah, you can't see that. Still can't really see that, but there is mud pretty much on top of that radiator hose from this nurple here. Oh, I can make it to where you can see it though. Haha, there you go. Now you can see what I see. Hey, my hands decided they wanted to come to work today. I don't see a clip. Don't do it. Well, this feels like the end of the line on this one, so I'm not left-handed, so I may end up poking myself. Ouch. Hey, I finally found the ledge. Oh, there we go. I nearly lost my other one. I forgot where I put it. Hey, where are you going? Jeez Louise. See, this would be where having a helper comes in handy. Hee. Gotcha. Some extremely dark transmission fluid. That's no bueno. Grab these here needly noses. Why are you chasing birds, dog? Are you mental? That's lovely. I got transmission fluid everywhere. I hate these. Absolutely hate them. I don't like it. You will have spillage here too, just so you know. Even if you drained it, you'd still have spillage. I can guarantee it. But it's fine. This is just mostly rusty water anyways. Alright, so we've gotten that out. Our next task here is pull the radiator out. I'm pretty sure these are going to have to transfer over, so if yours are no good, you might want to go buy some more. I don't even know where you can get them at, honestly, but they don't sell them at the parts store. So with your fan shroud pushed as far back towards the engine as you possibly can, and your lines tucked away out of the way over there, just so they're not pushing on the fan shroud, you should, in theory, have plenty of room to be able to take this radiator out without moving the clutch fan or the lower fan shroud. So we're gonna find out. It's cutting my finger a little bit. There's plenty of room to get it out. That's not the problem. I'm hung up on something. It does have little pins on the bottom, so that's probably what I'm hung up on. So I'm going to use two hands, just so I don't have to cut my precious thumb. And with two hands, it came right out. Make sure to pull these off because you're going to need them. And that one's gross. How do you know it's fall in Florida? You see the haze in the distance? That's Florida fog. It's not fall yet. It's just give it an hour. It'll be hotter than Satan's toenails again. Oh, there it goes. After the birds. Leave the birds alone, dude. Got somebody who's supposed to be stopping by for an oil change, so this is going to be my temporary task until they show up, and then I have the window coming for that. Excited for it. But That truck has been a job. They told me, well, you can't get the window put in until your rust is fixed. But I didn't know there was even any rust on it, because I hadn't looked at it. So, well, that's going to be for another video. I don't want to spoil it. It's all in the video. So this radiator came with new pads for the feet. So I went ahead and took the other ones back out. And it came with these new, thankfully, because those other ones, when you take them out there, you hardly ever get them back in. So what you do with these, if you have whatever brand this was, I didn't buy it, so it came from CarQuest. It's 432298. I don't use CarQuest, so anywho, you put these in first, and then you push these through the back side here, coming from this side towards the firewall. And if you look at these, they're the same way. You can push those plugs out the opposite way, just like so. Oh yeah, I'd say you had a bad radiator. It's got a huge crack right there. All right, there's your old one. And then your old grommet. I'm gonna save those because you hardly ever find them by themselves out in the wild. All right, let's see if we can get this in here one-handed. Again, I'm using my left hand since my left hand likes to shake, and it's not good for camera recording, which being this zoomed in is not good for camera recording anyways. But that's the only way I can have my light on, being on ×1 zoom. Alright, I think my oil change job is here. Nope, that's a car passing. Oh, come on. Let's cut the light off. Zoom back out here. Here we go. Now she's in there. This essentially just pushes the inner rubber out and allows it to expand and not come out of that hole. And then get it in its right home. And we'll go over here and cobble this one in. Maybe. Yep. Poking this guy through the hole. Is in. We go back to these big monstrous bolts. These aren't monstrous, more especially not on this truck. The ones that are monstrous are the engine mounts. Those are freaking huge. And then the cross member mounts. Not all the way. So the core support's obviously tweaked on this thing because this is spring loaded against it right now, whereas the other side is still loose. That could very well be what broke the side bowl of the radiator, is that it's not straight and it got under pressure and then blew apart. But here's the deal. When it comes to customer purchase parts, I don't warranty anything other than my labor if I was the one that messed it up. But I document almost everything that I do for liability purposes and for enjoyment purposes later on down the road, because I am an absolute fool whenever it comes to being, well, off camera. I'm not on camera hardly ever, and when I am, you can normally only see the back of my head or the side of my face, hardly ever the front of my face. Let's look down. She definitely looks a little twist. Maybe it's the bottom support. The top doesn't look twisted. The top looks fine. But the bottom of the radiator looks like it's twisted some. So I'll let them know. Ain't much else we can do from there other than replace the whole radiator support, headlight support. And then at that time, it probably needs to get a fender. Maybe fix some rust. This is what happened with that. And I took the window out. It told me to fix the rust. I started fixing the rust. One thing led to another, and well, here we are. The whole car's apart. Truck. The whole truck's apart. I was gonna go find some other hose clamps, but my oil filter. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get some more of this done while I'm waiting on the oil change job to get here. This one comes with new clips, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about putting those old ones back in. Make sure it clips all the way in, pull your retainer back up and push it into place. Don't take the caps off until you're ready to put this thing together. There you are. I'm pretty sure this hose is supposed to clip up here, but considering that I don't have the upper radiator hose in place yet, I'm not going to completely connect this until that time comes. Thought I heard somebody coming down my road. Back at the needly noses without dropping them. Come on. Ow! Pinch myself. Alright, I need to turn this guy back around here a little bit. It'd be nice if it actually clip into its home, but at the same time, that's a pain in the butt in itself, because getting it loose isn't exactly the easiest thing to do. Okay, I gotta go get something else. This is ridiculous. Man, that hurt. If you guys have been following along here, you'll be happy to know that I straightened my trailer up and then I ruined it again. But it's a lot better than it was. I got lights in here. Straighten my yard up too. While I was out, no one saw. Oh yeah, it's just gonna work great. I gotta use both hands with this because I gotta hold the pliers with one hand and then twist the screw on the back with the other. This is not the good pair that has the, oh, there is an Allen hole in the back of it. Never mind, I'll be getting an Allen wrench. Or an Allen socket. If I can just spin it on there. Is this one the right one? 7/32 is what? 7 millimeter? 8/32 would be a quarter, right? No? Maybe? I don't know. My math is not mathing this morning, but it's smaller than this. So I need 3/16. We got a problem, Jack. There's a 6, so let's take that and try it. If it's not a 6, I'll have to go off camera and go find the right one. I don't want y'all to have to sit through me searching through my mess to be able to find the right socket. BRB. Alright, I finally got it on there. I had to use a Torx bit because I couldn't find the right Allen wrench, which would have been a 4 mil. Now we're ready to put the lower fan shroud in and then connect our, oh man, that's probably going to be a nightmare, but we're going to try it anyways. But we got to connect that hose up. What are you doing? Why are you digging the gravel? It's not going to get more comfortable. You're laying in gravel. Why are you not going down in there? It's all the way down into the hole. Pretty sure it's not going to go in there at all. It feels like the bottom of the tang is broken, which is very possible. So we'll have this one side in, and we'll route our upper radiator hose across just to get the positioning right for the vent tube, which is here. And then this one should, I think there was a clip on the factory one of these that went across the top of it. So rotate this guy up, connect our hose clamp. The hose clamp is connected, and of course I removed the upper radiator hose because now we come in with the fan shroud. Oh hey, there's the clip. There is dowel pins on the lower fan shroud, so make sure to catch those dowel pins before tightening everything down. Do the same on the opposing side. Don't get your watch stuck because you need to be able to tell time. Alright, now we can go ahead and put our clips in. as y'all may recall from the beginning of the video, there was only 3 of them. Where's the hole? Last but not least, this one. We're going to go ahead and duplicate how they had it and put it in the front. I don't have another clip for the back, so I can't fix that. I mean, I can fix that with a zip tie, but I'm not going to put zip ties on this. This guy prides himself in not having cobbled vehicles. Although, I've seen some of his vehicles. Well, we do have an alignment issue here, so I got to work on that, and it's going to require both hands, and I can't record it, so I apologize. But this is essentially all you need to know anyways for changing the radiator out. Make sure to put your upper radiator hose back in place, clip the clip to the intake tube, put your upper radiator hose, or not your upper radiator hose, your vent hose into its clip if it reaches. Right now it's not going to reach. And start pouring antifreeze in. Oh yeah, don't forget this hose. Honestly, I nearly forgot it because I didn't see it. But it would have let me know really quick whenever I started it up, because it would pushed all the antifreeze back onto the engine. Anyhow, if you like this video, give it a like and follow. I'm trying to post more videos, but this one is a prolonged video, so I'm gonna blame it on that and probably being a little too lazy. Thanks for watching.